I thank French for Shalom greetings to you all. And these are the days that come twice a year. Now during Passover, and in the fall during the holiday of Sukkot. And the days are the chol hamo'ed, the intermediate days, because there will always be a Sabbath during these 7-day holiday periods. So we do not read from the Torah in its regular rotation. We read from Exodus, and we read about the second set of tablets. So those hoping to have waited the 7 days with Aaron and his sons will just have to wait a little bit longer. Now, I hope you all had fantastic Seder or two. And I'd like to thank all of you who watched the one I put up for you, or the many who came to the one I hosted. I saw my good friend Gary the other day, and I asked him how his Seders were, because I always ask people after they're done. And he said, one was nice, the other was too long. And believe it or not, I hear that a lot. And there's nothing wrong with too long as you're getting something from it. And a lot of people find that they go on too long and they just don't get enough from it. Now, I don't think mine are too long. And I had a lot of people asking great questions. And it is a time for question asking, and not just the questions that are read that night. I don't read anything actually that night. When people ask it, it's because they were inspired to think. And they realized they had more questions than answers, but did not know how to ask. Keep asking the questions, my friends. The answers will always come. And it is inspiring to see so many people of all levels of belief participate and share and learn together. And I'm inspired by all the energy and sharing of your thoughts and feelings and hopes and dreams and wishes in this great group of fellow soul searchers coming together every week in this community house of Spirit Beth Ruach. So let us come together, and please do go ahead and invite everybody you know physically or spiritually to gather and share from Psalm 133, the Hine Matov. Come together. Hine Matov, Benai, Shevet Achim, יחד, הנה בטוב, בנאי, שבט אחים גם יחד. How good and how pleasant it is for brothers and sisters together. Community, together. Well, we are a community together, my friends. We are the circle of life connected to everything in creation. We're in the midst of one Freedom Festival, and also at the beginning of the other festival, the Freedom Easter, named for spring. And of course, the two holidays together are about freedom for everyone. One represents freedom from fear and the other freedom from sin. And remember, freedom, if nothing else, is your ability to be you. And what a great thing that is to be. And as we approach the end of the festival of unleavened bread, we get ready to do what's known as a public yizkor, or remembrance service. And that is to help elevate and free the spirit and the souls of the departed. And we will do that in just a moment or two. Being free is the time that signals healing. So let us send out healing energy to all who need it. For Renata, for Cardinal, Tony, Melissa. Think of those that you know, for them, for everyone, for all of you. For love, for renewal, the kindness, healing, wishes, goodwill, and love that you all send out circles the world, finding those in need of help and healing. So thank you, each and every one of you. Continue to send out all the energy that you can. Me, Shaberech, Evotenu, Makor HaBracha, Limotenu. May the source of strength who blessed the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit. Let us say, Amen. Mishaberach, let us all, every one of us, have our spirits healed and renewed. Now, one of the wonderful things about the festival of unleavened bread, or Passover, it's more commonly referred to, and Easter, is that it is a time of people's renewal of their belief in spirit, in hope and promise, in this higher sense of self, the ability to do anything, to be anything, to reach all heights, to strive for their personal freedom as they overcome the chains of personal servitude. And the renewal in belief is an extremely powerful thing, my friends. We all have it. We all feel it. They ask me how I feel and if my love is real, and how I know I'll make it through. They look at me and frown. They'd like to drive me from this town. They don't want me around, 'cause I believe in you. I believe in you, even through the tears and the laughter. I believe in you, even though we be apart. I believe in you, even in the morning after. Oh, when the dawn is nearing. Oh, when the night is disappearing. Oh, this feeling still here in my heart. We have to hold on to our sense of belief. Do not give up your sense of belief, my friends, in whatever it is you choose to believe in, as long as you also believe in yourself. Now, as I said, the last day of Passover is one of the times of the year to do Yizkor. It doesn't have to be the last day, but it just generally tends to be. The public mourning. Now, the word Yizkor means to remember. And it refers to a special prayer said on behalf of family members and others who have passed. It is an opportunity for living relatives to have an elevating spiritual impact on the soul of the departed loved one. For the person saying Yizkor, it can be a very important reflective moment. It originally was said only once a year, Yom Kippur, but now it is said 4 times a year. Yom Kippur and the 3 gathering festivals of Passover, Shavuot, and Sukkot. Now, Yizkor can be recited on behalf of any relative, though people are most often saying it on behalf of those for whom Kaddish is said. Parents, children, siblings, spouse. Although the Yizkor service is brief, you will often see all the congregants, other than those who will be saying Yizkor, get up and leave the synagogue while it's said. Now, it's not a requirement, and you can still participate, even if just to honor those you want to say a remembrance for. Now, it's also not necessary to be done in a synagogue as part of a service. Anyone can at any time say Yizkor privately at home. The honoring and remembering of anyone sends energy out to the universe. It is actually something we often do. It is a remembrance, and we're often remembering people. We remember them. It's the rising of the sun. It's going down, we remember them. The blowing of the wind and the chill of winter, we remember them. At the opening of the buds and the rebirth of spring, we remember them. The blueness of the skies and in the warmth of summer, we remember them. The rustling of the leaves and in the bounty and beauty of autumn, we remember them. At the beginning of the year and when it ends, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. When we're weary and in need of strength, we remember them. When we're lost and sick at heart, we remember them. When we have joy that we crave to share, we remember them. When we have decisions that are difficult to make, we remember them. When we have achievements that are based on theirs, we remember them. As long as we live, they too will live, for they are now a part of us as we remember them. Now, friends, there are 2 parts to the traditional Yizkor. There's a brief prayer for the departed, and there's some kind of a commitment to give charity or tzedakah on behalf of the deceased person's soul. That can be a monetary donation, or quite often it can also be a commitment to donate time to a charitable cause. Now, you may also notice that it's very common for people who do not regularly attend synagogue to do so in order to participate just in the Yizkor service, because they know the 4 times a year it is. And I've been asked if this is hypocritical, since these same people do not appear to come out at other times. Well, first and foremost, people should mind their own business and not monitor how often somebody else goes to pray. We are each different, and we each observe in our own ways, and a non-communal, quiet, personal way is as good as any other. Now, I tell those who ask, there's nothing hypocritical about this. In fact, the effort to say Yizkor, it's a beautiful statement of respect for the departed. For people who are not familiar with the prayer service, who may not read Hebrew, there are always people ready to help one learn how to say Yizkor when you go into a service. It's a time to honor the members of your family, of your community, those you knew, those you heard about, those whose paths you never crossed, and the martyrs and freedom fighters of history. To honor and to elevate the spirits of them all, because it's all about the elevation of their spirits. Judaism does not spend a lot of time talking about the afterlife. Most people get most of their knowledge of it from movies. It's been an important part of the study of Judaism, but not disseminated well. It's still primarily in the realm of rabbinic studies of the mystical parts of Judaism, and had a large following and writing in the Middle Ages. Now, we come into this world composed of 3 parts: the body, the personality, and the soul, each with a different time frame of existence. Now, the essence of every human life is the soul. After death, the soul lives on. Yizkor is about life, death, and eternity, about the core mission we all share to bring light, life, kindness, and goodness into this world, but the unequaled bond and timeless connection between you and someone you loved, and still do. Yizkor is far more than a ritual or prayer. It is a gift from your soul in this world to the soul of your loved one in the next world. Each of us is a blend of physical and spiritual, body and soul. The Hebrew word for soul is neshama, and it comes from the word meaning breath. When God created the first human being, he breathed the soul into the physical body. Now, this breath of God is the source and essence of the soul. There's a circular relationship between us and God, as God's out-breath is our in-breath, and our out-breath is God's in-breath. Throughout our life, day in and day out, we're all confronted with interests, urges, and inclinations that are entrenched in the body and the soul. The body's interested in physical pleasures, while the soul is interested in deeper pleasures like meaning, helping, making a difference, and ultimately, spiritual connection to God. Judaism does not relate to the body and the enjoyment of the physical pleasures as inherently bad, as many other religions do. At the same time, Judaism does not view the soul in the realm of the spiritual as the exclusive domain in which to live life. The Torah teaches us that people are created in the image of God. And this means that just like God breathes spiritual life into an inanimate physical body, in a sense, we can do a similar thing. We do not run away from the body, we refine it. Whether it's good food, sexuality, relaxing, Judaism views life as an ongoing challenge to elevate the body and infuse the physical with the spiritual. They must work together. Now, early rabbis saw the body like a horse and the soul as the rider. Like with anything else, the question for us is, who is leading who, and in what direction? See, friends, Judaism sees life as a shared body-soul experience. The question is, which of the two is the most influential in shaping our lives at any point in time? Will one's life be primarily defined by the body, while the soul is relegated to brief cameo appearances? Or will the soul be the star of the show, with the body playing a wonderful supporting role? The soul that has been breathed into every one of us is a priceless gem that becomes even more refined and sparkling when we choose to live a soul-directed life. If, on the other hand, one lives more of a body-centered life, the soul atrophies. We don't exercise it, we don't work it, so to speak, and it loses much of its shine. We all know people who can fit into one or the other category. Exercise them both. That is your true health and freedom. You've just entered the period when you're working on freeing yourself. Free the soul too. See, the body is simply a vessel which decays and dies. The soul will live on. When the soul departs the body, it enters a spiritual world, which is known as Olam Haba, the world to come, where the deep pleasure of pure spirituality is infinitely more manifest than it is in the physical world. As the soul transitions into the spiritual world, it does so with both its beautiful, well-developed features and the unsightly, atrophied features it acquired in the physical world. In the world to come, the soul steps in front of the mirror of self, where there's a deep realization of everything good and meaningful it achieved in the physical world. The result is a profound experience of closeness to God. Physical and spiritual, good and evil, deep and superficial, productive and destructive actions that have their place in this world. In our lives, we can always grow, change, improve, and live a more soul-focused life. That is really what Rosh Hashanah and Yom Kippur are all about. Now, after death, the time for achieving this is past. What is done, nonetheless. There remains a powerful mechanism. The soul can gain new levels of elevation even after death. The living have the ability to enhance the condition of a departed soul in the afterlife. This is where Yizkor comes in. The idea of remembrance is founded on two fundamental Jewish beliefs: that the prayers and actions of people in this world can have an everlasting spiritual effect on the souls of the departed, and that a primary mission in every person's life is to make the world a kinder, better, more beautiful place. This pursuit of goodness and kindness is known as Olam Chesed Yibeneh, to build a world of kindness. Now, the brief Yizkor service is a beautiful expression of these ideas. When you make an effort to help someone else and to do so in honor of a departed relative or friend, then that person becomes the motivating cause behind your act of kindness. The result is threefold. You become better, more giving, higher as a person. The departed soul of your relative or friend is elevated, raised up, and the recipient benefits from your kindness and generosity. So, friends, please join me now as we do a brief remembrance for all those whom we care about. And Shelley, this is for you. And friends, I will pause to allow you to utter the names of those you wish to remember. May God remember the soul of who's gone on to his or her world. Because without making a vow, I will give to charity on his or her behalf. As reward for this, and in their merit, may his or her soul be bound in the bond of life, together with the souls of Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Sarah, Rebecca, Rachel, and Leah, and together with the other righteous men and women in the Garden of Eden. And let us say, Amen. God bless you all. Have a fantastic week, a week of love and light, a week of peace. Work on manifesting your new year, your new life, with all your newfound freedom, the freedom to be you. Now, honor and remember the people in your life, and honor the journey you were on. Honor yourself and friends. Keep your eyes open to what you may not be seeing, and keep your ears open and listen to the world around you. Remember, we do set in motion all that happens in our lives. Our intention, our cause, our effect, everything is linked. As I've said, you always have time to forgive and to be forgiven. You do have that knowledge of what is good and bad, so acknowledge what you've done wrong to yourself, to God, to any person you've wronged, and ask for forgiveness. Do so with sincerity, accountability, and vulnerability. Forgive those who've hurt you. That you learn to be a more forgiving and more compassionate person. Do not stop your journey. Do not stop moving towards your promised land. It is always in sight for you. Now keep on dreaming, keep on being, keep sharing, keep shining, keep teaching, keep spreading joy and goodwill. Do not follow fear. Follow love. It's always in front of you. And remember to have faith and unwavering adherence to principle. Just as I have faith in the principle of love and all of you. Act with purity of heart and mind. Despise none. Defraud none. Hate none. Cherish all. Honor every child of God. Every creature of the earth. May all peoples know peace in this year. May you nurture kindness and love everywhere. Now work to be present in the body. Expand the heart, quiet the mind, because the deepest source of real power lies in your consciousness and the ability to be present, to be you in all circumstances. Work on your intention. Continue to believe in the promise and the premise of decency, of goodness, of humanity. Turn your dreams into beliefs and your beliefs into reality. Put intent into the new beginnings of your life. Focus on your freedom, my friends. Now, give love, Embrace love, not fear. Forgiveness, not anger. Be there for someone because someone's always there for you, whether you know it or not. Remember all of those who've actually had an impact on you, because it's a lot more people than you think. I'll remember you. When I've forgotten all the rest, you to me were true. You to me were the best. When there is no more on the cord, quicker than anyone I knew. When I'm all alone in the great unknown, I'll remember you. Now be happy, be healthy, be helpful, be kind, and be loving. I look forward to seeing you all next time. Shabbat shalom and blessings to you all. Take care. Bye.